Okay, Team Impact, it's Thursday. We got a busy day here today. Don't forget your Khan Academy is due tomorrow. We do have a quiz tomorrow. It'll be on percents of numbers. And I've put four decimal problems on it too. So if you were in class, we warmed up with some decimals after a rapid fire. Um, Not much because we have a lot to do. So I'm going to skip this page. We're going to flip over to this one and we're going to do some problems together. And then you're going to work on some homework. And in class, what we're doing is some group work today, okay? A farmer decides to sell 16 pounds of his small 48-pound potato crop. What percent of the crop did he sell? Okay, so if we're looking for the percent, and I'm going to skip all this, we've been over this multiple times, it's X over 100. We're looking for the percent. If he sells the part, which is 16, and 48 is the whole, okay? So let's go ahead and cross multiply. 16 times 100 is 1,600 divided by 48. Okay, we can get our calculator out. And 1,600 divided by 48 is, okay, 33. All right, so X is going to equal 33 and sorry, start right that over there. 33 and 3/10. All right, repeating. Or I could write that as 33 and a third. All right, and that would be as a percent. If I put it over there, I wouldn't write the percent sign. It would just be over 100. Okay, all right. Number 4. For every $10 Glenn earns, his parents require him to save $2. What percent of his money does he spend? Okay. So again, we're looking for the percent. So I'm going to put X over 100. All right, so let's see here. He saves 2, but you know what? 10 minus 2 is 8. He spends 8 out of $10, right? Well, this is one you probably don't need to cross multiply, but if you did, that's fine. 8 times 100 is 800. 800 divided by that is what? X is 80%. 80%. Or you could have divided by 10 and multiplied by 10. However you wanted to do it is fine with me, right? So what percent of the money does he spend? He spends 80%. If he saves $2, all right, he spends that, all right, he saves 20%, if you think of it that way, okay? But this is what they're asking. So they are. Joey has 8 pairs of socks in his drawer. 8 pairs. 5 are white. What percent of his socks are colored? All right. Well, we're looking for the percent, so it's X over 100. Now, if he has 8 pairs and 5 are white, well, 8 minus 5 is 3. That means 3 are colored. 3 out of what? 3 out of 8. Okay? So that's how we got that. So we have to see what they're asking us, right? So 3 times 100 is 300. 300 divided by 8, I'm using my calculator right now, is X is 37 and 5/10%, or 37 and a half percent. Okay, either one of those is fine. Okay, and that, all right, is the percent of his colored socks. Coach Thomas has a player who made 9 out of 15 free throws during tryouts. To make the team, a player must be able to make 65%. Will he make the team? All right, so we need to convert this to a percent. So we're looking for the percent. Even though they gave us, this is kind of important information, but we're not going to use it down here. Okay, and then we have 9 out of 15. Okay, so I want to see what that equals as a percent. So 9 times 100 is 900, divided by 15 is 60. So X is 60%. No, he doesn't make the team. Okay, because 60 is less than 65. All right. So in the group work today, all right, I was going to turn these guys loose and they're going to work on these problems here, 1 through 6. We're going to check it. All right. And then we are going to move on to lesson 10 because it's all more of the same of what we've done. All right. So again, let's go to lesson 10 and get rid of that. Okay. And let's jump over to here. Okay. So we're going to work on this piece together. Okay. All right. Let's take a look at it here. All right. Tricia made 72% of her science test, on her science test. If she got 18 problems correct, how many questions were on it? Okay, so this is where I think X is going to move around. So the first thing I'm going to do is take 72 out of 100, okay? Now, if she got 18 problems correct, 18's the part, and we're looking for the whole. Okay, this is how many she got correct out of how many. This times this, very easy, 1800, just add 2 zeros. And we're going to take that and we're going to divide that by 72. Excuse me, I'm doing this right now. All right, and when I do that, 1800 divided by 72 is X is 25 questions. Make sure you label it because it's not a percent here, it's the whole. Okay. All right. Moving on here. Donnie made 85% on his field goal attempts last season. If he attempted 60, how many did he make? So he made 85 out of 100. Now, if he attempted 60, when I look at that number, that tells me if he attempts that many, that's my whole. I'm looking for the part, okay? Because this is what he attempted. This is what he made out of those. 85 times 60, so is 5,100. Divided by 100. Remember, we can just move that to the left. And X is 51. All right, so he made 51, all right, field goals. All right. We're rolling right along. 75% of the apples were sold on Tuesday. 75%, that's good. And the remainder were thrown out. If 12 apple pies were sold Tuesday, then how many were thrown out? And I missed that apple pies. All right, so we have 75 out of 100 equals. All right. If they sold, all right, 75% of the apple pies were sold on Tuesday. The remainder were thrown out. Okay. All right, so 75%, 12 were sold. All right, so that tells me that 12 is 75% of some number, right? Then how many were thrown out? So 12 out of 100 is 1,200, right? 1,200 divided by 75 is 16. So 16 was the total made. Now, I don't think we're done yet, no, because it doesn't ask how many were made. It says how many were thrown out. Well, 12 out of 16 were sold. 16 minus 12 is 4. 4 pies were thrown out. Okay, does that make sense to you? Because if we made 16, sold 12, that was 75% of 16. 16 minus 12 is 4. All right. So some good questions here. Let's continue on. Okay. There's no number here. A scarf is made of cotton and polyester. If the scarf weighs 18 ounces, then how much cotton, all right, is in it? Okay. So, all right, a scarf is made Uh, okay, sorry, I sneezed there. So anyway, if the scarf weighs 18 ounces, I know that's my whole. I'm looking for the parts, right? Now, a scarf weighs this, then how much cotton? Well, cotton is 65% of the scarf. 65 is out of 100, right? So now, if we cross multiply and divide, we should get our answer here, right? So 65 times 18 is 117. Zero. I'm going to divide that by 100. And again, all I have to do is move that to the left two places, and I'm going to get 11.7. All right. What? 11.7 ounces. Ounces, right? That's how much cotton is in a scarf that weighs 18 ounces. And that's why the 18 was the whole, and we were looking for the parts. The parts. Okay. A concert venue sells 16% of its tickets as reserved seats. An upcoming concert sells 8,000 tickets. How many were reserved? Okay, well, let's take 16 and put it over 100. Okay, now, if it sells a total of 8,000, that's my whole, because that's how many, and then 16% of that is what were reserved. Okay, so we're looking for the parts. Okay, here we go. So we have 16 times 8,000 equals 128,000. Divide that by 100. Again, we just move it 2 to the left, right? So if I move it to the left, 1,280 tickets. So 1,280 tickets were sold as reserved out of 8,000. Okay, out of 8,000. All right, let's continue on. Out of 350 students, 315 went on the class field trip. What percent of the students did not go on the field trip? Okay. Well, we could do this a couple different ways. I know we're looking for the percent, so I'm going to put X over 100. Now, all right, this is how many went on it. We're looking for the percent that did not go. So what I would do is I would take 350 and minus 315 from it. And the reason is, guys, is because this is the percent I'm looking for. I know my whole is 350. The part is 35. This is how many did not go. So what percent of 350 is 35? Okay. So I did a little math, and this saves me a little bit of work on the back end. So this times this is 3,500 divided by 350. 3,500 divided by 350 is 10. So X equals 10%, right? So 10% of the students did not go on the field trip, or 35 out of 350. Okay. All right, we're rolling along here. A baseball hat is on sale for 15% off, which is $2.70. How much does the hat cost full price? That's our whole. So 15% out of 100. We're looking for the whole because the part is is $2.70, which is 15% of some number. This times this is 270 divided by 15. All right. And you'll notice here's my answer. Okay. So I'm going to round that to X equals $4.67. Okay. And that's really an approximation. Mm-hmm. So 15% of that is about 270. Okay. Let's continue on. The school book fair has 72 nonfiction books and 328 fiction books for sale. What percent of the book fair is nonfiction? All right, they have 72 fiction and 320 fiction books for sale. So we're looking for the percent. That's what it says. What percent? Now, What we need to do is figure out something. We need to get the total number of books here. So the total number of books is going to be 328 plus 72, and that's going to equal 400. All right, so the total books was 400 sold. All right, what is the percent of nonfiction? Well, nonfiction was 72. Okay, so this times this is 7,200 divided by 400. So let's do it. Divided by 400 is 18. So X equals 18%. So 18% of 400 is 72, which makes sense, right? Okay, we have one more to go. Jack is learning to save, spend, and give his money away. He's determined to give away 10% of his summer job earnings. Okay. If he gives away this much, then how much did he earn? Well, 10% is 10 out of 100. He gave 10% away, which is this amount. That is the part. We have to put that on the top, and we're looking for the whole. 10% of that number gives us that. So let's cross multiply. And all I'm going to do is add a couple zeros. And then I'm going to divide that by 10 and move it over 1. So he gave away, or he earned, $2,560 because I moved it over one place because I divided it by 10. All right, so 10% of that is that, and there you have it. Okay, and I'll circle these up. Okay, so what we're doing in class is we're dovetailing to this. This is going to be the homework, okay? And probably this is probably going to have to be done at home because we're probably going to run out of time here. But that's okay. We need the reps. Don't forget about your con. Have a good day.